All right, so next I want to move on to the second part of that triangulation on helping you identify your calling. Um, what way is God calling you to be a missionary, and how does He want you to reach your network of relationships? The second part is passions, and God has placed desires in your heart, and I want to go over a tool known as heart discovery that helps you identify what those are. So stories are the primary language of the human heart. So exploring in that context of story helps us see what stirs the most emotions in us and then uncover the uniqueness of our passions. So the first step in heart discovery is this series of kind of questions that you complete. I'm going to be providing kind of a worksheet for you to use after this is done. If you want to take some notes right now, you can, but this is just to get you thinking, and this is probably going to be a longer process for you to work through yourself. But these are ways to think about the desires of your heart to start uncovering some passions inside you. What is your favorite movie or characters? And so you're just filling in the rest of these statements. My favorite athlete, artist, or performers is. My favorite authors or writers are. My favorite leaders are. My favorite all-time heroes. As a child, who did I dream about becoming? What I hope to be and do in my future is, finish that statement. What would I do if I knew that I wouldn't fail? This is a huge question. For me, this is where it started getting really real when I went through this exercise. What would I do if I knew I wouldn't fail? That can be really helpful in helping you identify what God might be calling you to. What do I care about most in this world? And then finally, how do I hope others describe me when I die? So this gets starts out kind of playful and ends with these existential questions. But I think going through this list of questions or fragments of a statement really do help you start to uncover, what are these things that I'm passionate about? What is deep inside my heart that might be linked to the calling that God has for me? And so then after you complete those, you move on to the next stage, which is heart themes. When you look at what stirs your heart and why, what themes emerge. So as you complete those statements and answer those questions of the heart stories, what themes emerge? Do you see any similar traits or patterns in your answers? So list 3 to 5 themes that you can identify from your heart stories. And then lastly, in this heart discovery is the heart statement. So this is where you draft a 1-sentence phrase or statement that captures the essence of the themes that you just identified. Your heart statement helps you gain clarity on what makes your heart come alive and can reveal the invitation that God is offering you to help people find and follow Christ. So God has this masterpiece mission that He wants to send you on, and it's this invitation for you to help people find and follow Christ in this unique way. These unique people in your sphere of influence, in your network of relationships. And so as you write this heart statement, it begins with, my heart is for blank. And you fill that in with what you've identified in your stories and the themes that you've identified. What is your heart for? And that is a big piece of helping you identify your calling when you can identify really clearly what are your passions, and what is the way that God might want to use those on mission.